Pick up a damn book, brother. That is what this video is about. How many times did your dad have to tell you, put down your fucking computer and read a book? And how many times did you completely ignore him? How many times have you ignored the people that have told you to read a fucking book, bro? You spend your entire life sat in front of a screen. Do you know what the easiest way to stop watching Netflix is? It is this right here. Do you know what the easiest way to stop using social media is? It is this right here. The easiest way to quit porn, this right here. The easiest way to quit watching YouTube, video games, it is this. This is the way that you quit every single one of these things. This is the original Netflix, bro. This is the original Instagram, TikTok, whatever. This is what people used to use to entertain themselves. And it is what you can use as well to replace every single one of those bad habits. Just pick up a fucking book. You don't understand how important it is to read. There are a few reasons behind that, and I'm going to explain those to you now. Because you've probably never actually been told why you should start reading a book. The first one is that fiction is more powerful than any self-improvement book will ever be. That is a point I want you to understand now, because I think a lot of people, especially in this self-improvement sphere, think that reading isn't real reading unless you're reading something like The Way of the Superior Man or How to Win Friends and Influence People. Well, brother, I have got news for you. This book, okay, so Jack Kerouac's The Dharma Bombs, I'm just going to focus on that. This is a really good book to begin with. Kerouac writes great books. William S. Burroughs writes great books. We did a whole video on 100 books or whatever it was, 79 I think. 79 book recommendations. All of those are great books. But books like these, proper fiction books, good fiction books, will give you more than any self-improvement book will. It's just a fact, bro. Because right now you think that these books, like The Way of the Superior Man, are special. Because people like Hamza have told you that they're special. These people on YouTube who know almost nothing about actual philosophy or whatever, and this isn't me trying to say that I'm better than this person or not, but these books won't give you anything. You will gain almost nothing from a book like The Way of the Superior Man. I can tell you what you'll gain. He's going to tell you a bunch of vapid things like live your life with passion or purpose. But what do those things mean, bro? How are you going to apply any of the knowledge that you're actually learning when someone is telling you something as vapid as fucking use someone's first name when you speak to them? Brother, this advice is shit. You will gain more than that from any fiction book, because this is where true, important philosophy and just the way of life is born. This is where you decide on insights into your life and where you start to become a person who lives a life that you're actually proud of. The characters in books like these, like Jaffe Ryder or Neil Cassidy or Zorba from Zorba the Greek, these are true characters to base your life around, not people on YouTube or authors of shitty self-improvement books like fucking Mark Manson, bro. These guys are not legit. Mark Manson is not a legit guy, I'm sorry. Like, these guys, they're fucking nut jobs. They're writing books for the purpose of selling books. When you read a book that was written for the artistry of writing a book, then you'll see true beauty in the world. And when you can finally see that is when you'll actually start to gain something back from it. It's hard to explain, but you need to start reading. Reading is one of the most powerful tools that you have at your disposal. People like Kerouac spent 40 or 50 years writing manuscript after manuscript. And it can take you maybe 3 or 4 days to read a book like this. I've read this book now maybe 4 or 5 times, and each time I read it through, it takes me like, I don't know, not that long, 3 or 4 days. But my point is in just 3 days, I can gain the insight that it took Kerouac to foster over an entire lifetime. All the Buddhism he speaks about, the spirituality he speaks about, the hedonism, the ideas, the philosophy, the way that he lives, the conflict between hedonism and spirituality, and the ideas of feeling like you're boring if you're not doing the fun things, but when you're doing the fun things, feeling like you're denying your true self. All these ideas are discussed in this book. Every single problem that you have in your life is discussed in a fiction book somewhere. And you're giving up the chance on that. You're trying to blindly run through life by yourself, like bundling through it like, ooh, I want to try this today, I want to try that today. Brother, that's not how life works. If you can read a fucking book, you can gain the insight. Because of the books I've read, I have lived 1,000 lives. I have the experience of 1,000 men, 1,000 men and women, 1,000 authors, 1,000 of the most fantastic people to ever walk this earth. I have an insight into their brain. Reading a fiction book is like fucking mind reading, brother. But you're not going to do it because you think it's stupid, because you think it's a waste of your time. Well, I've got news for you, it isn't, bro. Like I said, you will gain more from that book than any self-improvement book. But the other thing is it is entertainment, brother. A good book is entertaining. It is supposed to be entertaining, and that in itself is so important in this day and age where our entertainment comes from screens, from devices, from Netflix and Instagram and YouTube and TikTok. And if you can replace all of that with this, it is so great. Because you know why? Because this book is equally as entertaining as those things. Some might argue even more, but at the same time, there's no fucking suggested. I'm not sat here reading it and over here there's like all the other chapters I should be reading and I'm tabbing them up in the... I'm waiting to go and click on all those things. There's not like one day I'm going to turn to a page and there's going to be like some girl with her tits out and then I'm going to go have a wank. A book is fucking fantastic because it lives in a vacuum. It's not on the expanse of the internet, so you can't sit there and spend 7 hours and come out of it thinking, where did my time go? And also, if you do spend 7 hours, you feel like you gain something from it because it is a book, it is not mindless. I always ask this question to people. So, pick your social media, YouTube, Netflix, whatever. Do you remember what you actually saw on that platform yesterday? Can you name me 5 Instagram Reels that you saw? Can you name me 10 TikToks? Can you name me 3 Instagram posts? The answer is no. But I can remember this book and I read it 5 years ago. That's what I mean, brother. There is a difference between consuming a good novel, between consuming fiction and consuming, well, shit. The shit that exists on the internet today. So, that is the take home. Is go and touch a fucking book, bro. Go and read a book. This is my recommendation for everyone now. If you don't know what to read, go and read this. Go and read The Dharma Bums, Is It in Focus? By Jack Kerouac. It's a great book if you're into kind of philosophy and spirituality and the kind of, like we spoke about, the conflict between wanting to be hedonistic and wanting to kind of live that spiritual and peaceful life. That's what the book is about. So go and read that if you have nothing else to read. Or go and watch my fucking 49-minute video on all the books that I actually recommend. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you gained any value from that video, drop a subscribe. Leave a comment, leave a like, come give me a call, join the Discord, and I'll see you tomorrow, brother. Manifest excellence. I'm so proud of you. Goodbye.